Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle.
And we both love soup. Oh, got lots of fun things to talk about today, but this is our first time going on camera. Thank you to our producer for setting that up. And what we wanted to show you was our cute drink of the day.
Yes.
Now, I stole this idea from...
You actually stole the bears.
I don't know if I was entitled to them. I bought the drink, so I feel like I was entitled to this bear. But we went out to the Lazy Dog restaurant yesterday, and this is a honey tequila lemon with a little bit of bitters. And I actually cut ours a wee bit with some sparkling water.
I don't like
and this is fresh lemons, apropos of our topic later on today, from the garden. So this is... seriously, now if I had bees, which I'd love to have bees someday, this would have been my own honey. But no, this is just locally grown Temecula honey. So the drink came to me in these little bears.
Good
and you
for your
squeeze it.
immune system, local honey.
And so, but I'm going to save the little bears. Loving the bears.
Talking backwards, I am. Sounding like Yoda.
So let's see. Kicking off of our day, we did... yesterday got to see the wedding dress again.
Yeah, oh my gosh, so cute.
And if you recall from our previous episode, we were a wee bit concerned because of her pace last time we were there. A lot more progress was made.
Yes, definitely happier with the progress.
Felt good. Just a few more tweaks to be done to my dress. It's looking fabulous.
Yes.
Still trying to solve the mystery of the Miranda can't raise her arms in her wedding dress, but
it doesn't seem like she did anything regarding that. Does she? Did she?
No.
Yeah,
I really don't think she did.
I don't think she did anything about
she's
it.
She's going to cut out the lining. It's going to solve the problem. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then she did shorten the Free People like dress.
That looked good.
Changing that hemline changed that dress.
Yeah, it looked much less
look like a
nightgown
at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a
I
nightgown.
did show Brett that dress, so.
Oh, he did you?
Oh, he got to see that
Well, that's just
one.
the day before dress, so.
Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Yes. We've got Brett here as a guest on our
the groom
13th episode. The groom is here for the 13th episode.
Mm-hmm.
Keep his line. So, wedding dress update. I think really positive.
Good.
Feeling good about that project.
Yeah.
Kind of an unfortunate thing that happened this week was my dog Riker. We want to cut to the doggy cam. Riker's here with us.
Yep.
There's Riker.
I'm practically stepping on him.
Yes.
Sweet boy.
He took ill last Tuesday, uncharacteristically so. He's 8.5 years old, and he started by puking. His face swelled up, and he stopped eating. Panic mode, went to the vet. They ran scans and ultrasounds and all sorts of things. And it was a very, very scary time for 3 days.
Yeah.
It wound up, the best they could tell, because as with typical animals, you just don't know. They gave him some selenium and some other pills. Finally, Friday evening, he finally let out what can only be called the most epic fart.
And we were here, and it
Playing
was
games.
It was like toxic bad gas.
Clear
it was
the room.
really, really bad.
He did that,
but we were also happy. It was hard to be we couldn't be upset with the toxic bad gas because he was farting and he needed to.
The selenium works.
And he felt so much better. And then he ate right afterwards.
Then he ate, and then he had a couple of pretty explosive bowel movements, and then we're back to normal.
Yay.
So $1,200 later, don't really know what happened. Thinking he might have eaten a bee.
Or something.
I don't
something
know,
he was allergic to, whatever it was.
Yeah,
poor
that
baby.
was very, very scary. And
yeah,
what I hate is when you go to the vet, when you have a dog that's 7 or 8, they automatically classify them as seniors.
Yes.
So they talk to you with this kind of like managing your expectations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, don't even go there.
Yeah.
That in any way, this is an old dog thing, and this is the end of the road. I refuse to even get in that space.
No. He's got a lot of good years.
A lot of good years.
He is the goodest boy. I think he is the goodest boy.
And that's why he gets to be in here with us. Whereas Rowdy Rory is out that way.
Yes.
So, and then the other thing, we were talking about Friday game night with the epically bad gas. We tried something new this Friday. You want to describe it?
Kind of fun. Oh, wait. Are we talking about the escape room one?
Let's talk about escape room. Then we can also talk about
Azul. Okay. Escape room game, a board game that is an escape room. And it was actually pretty fun. You had to cut up a bunch of pieces. We kind of failed a little bit. I
We're
don't get
getting used to it. So we're
Yeah.
of this mindset with escape rooms is that you use something and it's done. Most of the escape rooms we go to, it's like have a one and done rule. So if you use that clue or that key, it's step aside.
right. And
This
we
was a
kind of
little
did that
different.
with this, thinking
We
that
made an assumption.
Yeah, and we were wrong.
The name of the company is
We made
called
an ass out of
Escape
you
the
and me.
Crate. And yes, we did. We assumed.
We assumed.
So the company's called Escape the Crate, and they send you the boxes, and it's basically, kind of a one-time play for you. You could give it to somebody else. I
Like those
guess.
guys could use it.
Yeah, I'm assuming the password will work for it. And so you integrate it with a laptop or an iPad also that you follow along the story, but the pieces are what you assemble to figure out the clues and such. And it came in two parts. So the first one was going to take an hour, and the second, so it's really like 2 hours of play.
Yeah.
They
We didn't even do the second, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
They sell them in subscriptions or individual. Individual, they're $30. Subscriptions, they wound up being like closer to 23, 24. So
I was impressed with the quality of the movies, the little videos that you watch. And
we did a Sherwood Forest one. So
yes,
it was a Robin Hood
and
theme.
his merry men.
Yeah, we have two more coming.
I would give that 2 thumbs up.
Yes, we have a kind of I think a circus one coming, and I forget, but I just saw the shipping notice. So
Yeah.
we're going to add that to our repertoire. Certainly more cost effective than the $40 per person for Red Door,
Right.
but definitely a
spenny.
different kind of thing that we got to get used to. But I call that one a win.
Right.
And then another game that we've had sitting here, but we just didn't get around to learning, is called Azul. And
There is no Dana. There
is
is
only
Azul.
Azul. Ghostbusters.
That was fun. That's
Fun.
a really
it's a beautiful
good game. Oh, it's really
too.
pretty. Yeah.
And it was recommended to me, again, kind of a tangent to our topic today. We purchased a new cocktail table on Facebook Goods. Rather than going and buying something new, found something I love. Turned out it was a neighbor up the street. We drove there and
they
picked
got a
up
great
the cocktail
cocktail
table. And they had that game sitting on their kitchen table. And I looked, I said, well, that's a really pretty game. And she said, oh my God, this is the greatest new game. Great for kids, great for adults. You should buy Azul.
Yeah.
I bought it. And then it
And then we
proceeded to
sat
sit
there,
on
yeah.
our thing because I'm like, oh, we got to learn to play Azul.
It wasn't that even complicated to learn. I was surprised when you first look at it, you're like, oh shit, this is going to
tiles.
take some learning.
Yeah.
But no, it was
We
actually
watched a 15-minute YouTube and pretty much had it down.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
game, though, teaches you. So, like, we're like, oh, yeah, we get the rules. You play the first round of the game, and you were like, oh, I should have done that.
Yeah, there
Why
was
did I
definitely
finish that
some
row first?
learn as you go
Yes.
moments.
Some strategy
Yeah.
involved. But Azul is going to make it into the rotation because
For sure.
What was really odd is it's hard to please the menfolk and us with games because sometimes with them with their pondering like with
They
Rummy
want to
Cube.
they want to play Rummy Cube all the time,
and this one was a crowd pleaser. I
Yeah.
think all four of
Everybody's-
us loved it equally.
we all liked it.
Big thumbs up on the Azul. I'll post a picture.
What's
of
the
it.
maximum number of people with that one?
I think it was only 4.
Is
I
it
think
only
it's
4?
another 4 person.
That's the bummer about a lot of our games. It's
Yeah.
like 4 people. Like Rummy Cube is only 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Monopoly Deal. You can play a lot of people.
I'm
Quicks,
always
you can
thinking
play
about games
Clues.
to send to Meg's
Family.
family for Christmas, and there's with Jane, their friend that lives with them. There's 5 of them. Although Dex is going to college, so maybe there's
There, we'll be down to 4.
so it's one
the
less.
kid to the
Yeah,
curb.
exactly.
So I highly recommend those for games. We had a really fun game night this
That
week.
drink is tasty.
Yes, I know. And then the other thing we did, which I talked about last show, was as part of the Dylan improvement regime prior to the wedding, is yesterday was my Sephora makeup lesson. Signed up, paid $60. We're supposed
And
to
I'm
for-
really glad I went with you because
Yes. So Elle came,
yeah.
didn't have an appointment. If you recall last
just
podcast,
watched.
Miranda and Elle were criticizing why me. I was getting this.
It's all about you.
I was, dipping my toe, and it's a good thing we didn't all sign up
Yes.
because
What a waste of money
I'm
that
gonna
would
call
have been.
it an epic disappointment.
2 thumbs down.
I don't know if it was because of the girl we had or if that's the nature of it, but there was no education whatsoever.
I just feel like if you're going to pay $60 to have your makeup done by somebody, I want them to look like a goddess. And I want them to look like what I want to look like. And this woman was not even wearing makeup. I don't
she
think.
looked like she had just stepped out of the shower, pulled her hair back.
Yeah.
And, she was younger. And then she kept asking me, which was, well, what colors you want? I go, I'm here for you to, I don't
To
want to
tell
tell you what
you,
I normally
yes.
do. I want you to say, here's what I think would look best. Like, pretend you're making me up and I'm going out to...
That you're clueless. Pretend you're clueless is what we
And
wanted,
it
and
wasn't
that's not
at
what we
all.
got.
And I went there fresh face. The only thing I had on was lashes, and I'm just like, don't mess with that. Whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you the brands I use. I'm not going to tell you the shades I normally use. And that's the first thing she started doing was, so, do you want this? Do you want more pastels? And what color's your dress? And what's this?
And
I'm
even
like,
the first foundation she used on you, you looked jaundiced.
Oh,
it
my-
was a
and she thought
horrible
it was
match.
good, and we
we
like,
both were like, I think she looks a little yellow, mellow
Yeah.
yellow over there. It was not good. And yeah, and when you were all done, you looked fabulous. I mean, but who doesn't when they have their makeup all done?
I didn't look any
but you
different
didn't
than
look
if
any
I'd done
different.
it.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, I think you could do your makeup better.
Yeah.
Even I feel like you
certainly
definitely
foundation. So I
Yeah.
bought a few of the few things that I liked out there. We did find a really good new lip. She didn't introduce it to us. We
no,
found it.
you found it,
walking
and we
through
both bought the same color. Matchies. Twinsies.
Fenty. So that's Rihanna's brand.
Oh.
And
Nice.
she has these lip glosses.
Very
and
moisturizing.
The color Rai Rai, of all things. Rai Rai.
Riri.
Riri. Oh, Riri.
Because
I hate to
Rihanna.
break it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Riri.
Riri.
I would have gotten that one.
Fabulous color, has a slightly blue undertones, plummy.
A little bit of
I
sparkle.
got a little bit of it on now.
I do too. I just put mine on.
We
so.
love our new Riri. It was only $20.
It's nice and very moisturizing,
Very
which to me is
moisturizing.
key because I'll chew it off in 5 seconds anyway, and I need it to moisturize while it's on there. I need it to really do its job.
So that was a big find. And then I bought, a little bit of the brow
did you?
stuff.
Are you going to return
I'm
the foundation?
returning the foundation.
Good. Because I did not. I think you looked a little cakey in that
Yeah, it
foundation.
did. And then as the day wore on, it's like
It even sunk-
when I was
sunk
trying
deeper.
on a shirt at White House Black Market, it smeared all over the shirt I was trying on.
Sorry, White
So
House.
I'm like, all right, this is obviously not going to work for me. I don't want makeup that smears on
No,
anything. And
no.
she used setting powders and even a setting spray. Bull crap. That did not work.
Are you going to return the setting spray?
Yeah, setting spray, because they were like $60 a piece.
Yeah.
So definitely not worth it. I wrote a tepid review about it, just saying
Good
this
for
is
you.
not what
Good
I
on you.
because it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
If I had gone there saying I'm going to get what I wanted, I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah.
At all. And I was.
I feel like
very
every time I've
cooperative.
ever done that, and I've done it like probably 3 times in my life, I either look no better or no different than I would if I did my own makeup, or I look like a whore. You know, you know what I mean? Like they put way too much makeup, and you just look like
crack whore.
crack whore.
No, I didn't look like a whore. I would say that. But
No, you looked-
it was
you looked lovely. You
so-
really did,
It was
but-
very subtle.
Yeah.
And it was all this, and you know what? I'm going to also call her out on. I told her I had the Mario palette, and that my Mario palette was a mixture of.
Oh, mattes and gloss and
I
shimmer.
have it, and it is absolutely.
And she
a
said they
mixture.
did not
Nope,
make one.
Mario doesn't make that, and I said I'm almost positive I have both.
Yeah.
Nope. I sure as shooting have that. So anyway,
Of course. So yeah,
fail on the
disappointing.
Sephora. If they would have given that to me, if that was a complimentary one, okay, I deal with it. I paid $60 for that, and it wasn't like $60 applied to the product. It was just $60.
Right.
So good thing we didn't take you guys.
Yeah.
Thumbs down on the Sephora makeup disappointment.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah, let's transition. Our theme for today, which I think we already gave you a little clue about, saving the environment, one small thing at a time.
yeah. So I've referenced before that I'm kind of an eco-terrorist about some things. And I say that and what I want to also reference is that everybody justifies. We all justify. I do this, but what I do for a living is completely unenvironmental. So like I do that and I do this, but I don't do this and I don't do that. Like, everybody does. And the key is just doing as much as you can and within your own life.
The one small thing, right?
The one small thing. And we're trying to do, so we have a list of 10 things that we kind of think we do a little bit. Each one of us, some better than others. And
Yes.
yeah, so what's the first one?
First one, reduce your plastic waste. Now, I would say you are by far better at this
Absolutely.
than me and most people.
I will not eat at a restaurant. I won't take a to-go container if it's plastic or styrofoam. If it's a beverage, like I haven't been to Jamba Juice in a million years because it's styrofoam. I won't. We try not to buy food in the grocery store in plastic.
Yeah,
like
you go for glass.
Yeah, so like we buy this yogurt that tastes like shit because it's in a glass container. It's also very good for you. It's like has a lot of probiotics, but it's plain yogurt. It doesn't have any flavor,
And then
sugar.
you do the same thing, like even with like toothpaste.
Yeah, but my toothpaste is in a metal tube, so that's
And
recyclable
there
as
was
well.
something else that was kind of, is it your deodorant? Is like a refillable
We
deodorant?
we tried
But you guys
every
stunk with it.
deodorant under the sun. It doesn't stick. They don't stick. They are, well, the problem is we don't want to use antiperspirants because antiperspirants have aluminum in them and it's not good for you. Aluminum. But so we were trying like in cardboard containers and they're all deodorants and none of them work for beans. So we kind of are back onto the big plastic container of whatever. But we do try. Oh, my makeup comes in glass. I bought that. You bought it for me.
The hyaluronic
The
acid.
hyaluronic acid, that comes in glass. I like
Yeah.
that. And for a while I was using shampoos and conditioners that are bars. And so things like that. That's how I...
Yeah, like one of our favorite Thai restaurants right now, they only serve in plastic, and so we don't go there anymore.
On the Greek place, too, only serves in
yeah, it's
styrofoam. And I'm like,
And then
can't do it.
Rubio's
Rubio's
Tacos
got-
used to be doing the ultimate thing is when you ate
Kills me.
there, they'd serve in this really pretty big
Bowl.
ceramic bowl. Now they're back to throwing it into
Plastic. And now I have to remember when I go, can I please have that in the bowl,
Paper.
the paper bowl thing? Otherwise, I won't eat there again.
Yeah.
Now I started going back to Wahoo's, which is in a bowl or on a plate. So that's kind of how picky I am about eating out.
And you've rubbed off on me. I'm not nearly as like metal straw. You carry a straw.
I carry
with
a metal
you.
straw with me everywhere I
I'm
go.
50-50 on that. And you also carry your own cup, like a version of a
I
Stanley.
always have my.
So when we go to the movies, she's not getting.
I never get a.
show your cup. There's your cup.
Can you see my cup? There's I always have this. In fact, I
Religiously.
gave these away to clients for client gifts because I'm trying to offset my horribly unenvironmental thing that I do for a living.
So you're better at that, and it's rubbing off on me slowly.
Yes.
I know one of the ones I've recently started doing is the laundry soaps, getting away from buying the big plastic bins of Tide
Right,
Pods.
right.
And I buy from
We've
a
never
company
used
I think I've
those.
talked about either laundry sauce or the
And we talked about those
Dirty
on
Lab
another
sheet.
episode. We talked about
So
our-
those ones are not the big plasticky tub things.
Right.
The other thing too that we're big into, well, I guess that falls into our next.
Yeah, what's the next category?
So our next one, try a green energy supplier.
And this is where you are better than
I think
we
I'm
are.
better.
You're better
now,
than
depending on what you say, I have an electric car. There are
and,
people,
and solar on
and
your roof.
solar on
So
my
that's
house.
two. That's two right there. We
people
don't
will
have
say
either
the
of those.
electric car, I'm just fooling myself, and that's a poser move because of what it takes to make those batteries.
I
What if-
sometimes think that's the oil companies passing that off, but who knows? I've Googled and Googled and Googled to try to find out which one is more environmental. So far as I can tell, the electric cars are, because it's emissions that we're really have. That's what's causing global warming. That's what we're really trying to
Yeah,
fix.
and I don't use any fossil fuels because of my car and then solar on our house. So
Polly uses fossil fuels.
yes, my little sports car definitely uses regular. No, she takes unleaded.
She smells.
Yeah, she's got that so good
Got
smell.
that 1990s
Time machine smell.
gas machine smell.
So yeah, green energy. I know you guys looked into solar, and you
did.
were almost gonna pull.
We were going to pull the trigger, and then they just kind of did a bait and switch with us, and they were like, we have to upgrade your electrical
panel
on your house, and it was another like $2,500, and we're like, everybody has to do that, so why wouldn't you just include that in the original price? And they took so long to get back to us. We finally just were like, fuck it, forget it. Sorry. Sweary McSwearersons. Okay,
So yeah, Elle wins on reducing plastic waste. I, at least for the time being, win.
but
on
really,
green.
isn't it all about just making the planet win? No one wins. We all win.
I'm keeping score.
Yeah, exactly.
Next one, conserving water. I think we both
Kind of suck.
well, okay. You with your multiple showering a
I'm
day.
showering a day, and they're not sticking. I'm so sweaty.
But
right
you've
now.
also done a really good job of planting drought tolerant.
We are
and
yes.
removing grass.
We
You have
removed a lot of
big-
grass.
Elle's got a big yard. Elle and Casey have a big yard. Oh,
Yeah.
what? little more than a quarter acre or half an acre, which for California is big.
Yeah.
And you have very little grass.
Yeah.
You have gardens. You have
And the grass we do have is
patios.
very well shaded, so the
Yeah.
water actually sticks very well. So.
And then drought tolerant. We have a little bit of grass, but one thing we did is our water company here had, and I think it's probably national. They've been doing this. Is they offered a very, very discounted timer that you could get.
Oh
that-
yeah, we have that too.
Right, you
Yeah,
got
I
it
think
too.
you talked us into it.
Yeah, and you buy it, and my gosh, this thing is
It really does help
is
because if
smart
it
as
rains, it does a rain
dickens.
skip and it won't water the grass if it rains. It's really
It's
great.
really,
It's a
really good.
Great
and
system.
I've seen our bill go down as a result of really smart timer from the water company.
Right.
But
But as
yeah.
far as like showering, that's one of the things that actually said in this article. We got this from an article online. Was keeping your showers under, was it 10 minutes or 5 minutes? It was like some ridiculous amount of, like, you just step in and step back out again, like how
like the camp shower, as if you're putting
Yes,
quarters
exactly.
in.
How do you shower in that short amount of time? And yes, I use my shower as sort of a heating.
He just farted.
Oh, did he?
Do we need to go to dog cam for the
dog
cats?
cam for the farts?
Oh, wait, he moved over here.
Oh.
We have dog cam. He's way over here. He's hiding his butt over here.
He brought it over to mom. Here,
That's
Mom,
not
have a nice-
nearly as toxic.
Oh my God!
As it,
Friday night was
Friday night.
so bad.
those were the juiciest,
Some
stinkiest
major
farts,
dog farts. Yeah,
It's okay, Riker.
Oh, now I
We're
smell
not
it.
embarrassing you. Now he's hiding under my feet.
I know.
You can go to the dog cam. You can see him.
Sorry, hot flashing. Bringing us back to last
There he is.
last topic.
There he is.
Okay.
So yeah, conserving water, especially in California, the price of water, it's pretty spendy. What is your water bill per month? Ours is around 70.
I was going to say about 70,
Yeah.
75, somewhere in there.
That's what-
Yeah.
Miranda, what's your water bill? You've been in the new house now for a couple months.
I have it on auto pay, so I
Oh, you don't even
really
notice.
don't know.
Okay. And also, you don't have a full. You just started seeding and putting some grass in.
Brett has an automatic timer,
Uh-huh.
so I think it waters twice a day for 5 minutes,
Something like
and
that.
it's like little trickles. So
And your front
that's
lawn,
water.
so their developer, no one in the front, all the houses were put with native plants and mulch, so no one has grass in their front yard.
Which is nice.
Which is
yeah.
Except for the
nice.
guy that I did catch him cleaning his car at 9 p.m. at night, and he's just washed. I mean, the number one water conservation
Yeah.
thing is like, don't wash your car at home
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he was washing it for 30 minutes.
Yeah. You shouldn't ever, there should never be water running into
To a
the
street.
street. Whether it's from your sprinklers, or if your water is running into the street, you are over watering, or
Yeah.
you've got bad drainage or something. You need to fix that because that is the biggest waste of money and environment. And we're on the Colorado Basin system where we get all of our water from the Colorado River, and it is drying up. And
Did I hear someone say, maybe it was our men folks poking fun at us, that even Mexico gets some of theirs from Colorado?
No, that's true.
Really?
And we are going to run out of water. There's a really great book, and I couldn't remember the author. It's called Dry, and it's a dystopian kind of fiction,
your
and
teenage
it's
dystopian
yeah,
fiction.
and it's the California runs out of water and what happens with that, and it's a really good book.
Mass hysteria.
Yes.
Let's see, reducing food waste.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I do particularly good in this one.
I
try to get my family to
we're
eat
okay.
leftovers, and I try to buy what we need, but man, the Costco shopping where to buy the bag of 10
Yes.
apples costs the same as buying the 3
My apples never go
at
bad. I
Sprouts,
eat a lot
and
of
you
apples.
buy the 10, and then you don't eat the 10, and you feel bad.
But it's true of like grapefruit. It's so cheap. One grapefruit costs like $2 in the grocery store, and you can get a bag of them for $5 at Costco. And sometimes you just don't feel grapefruity. And yeah, it is true. We try very hard to not go to Costco or not go to the grocery store until the cupboards are bare, and then that helps with that. And then we both also have gardens,
Yes.
so we're trying to.
And Miranda and Brett are putting them in.
Yeah,
I think
getting
Brett's
gardens
picking
in.
up some raised beds tonight.
Yeah, strawberries are going crazy right now. Our strawberries are
Yeah,
everywhere.
we opt more for tomatoes because
Tomatoes
of
are
all
good.
the things
Peppers
in the
also
grocery
grow
store,
very well
yeah,
here.
and cucumbers. Of all the things you can buy in the store, the tomatoes are tasteless
They're
at the
awful
store.
in the store.
So
Although ours were
the
rather
benefit of
tasteless last
gardening,
time.
because sometimes you think you go through all this trouble and you get your little onion and you think, man, the work I did to get this onion, and it could have gotten a bag for $2.
Right.
And the onion tastes the same.
We cannot.
Tomatoes taste different.
We cannot grow carrots. We have
You
tried.
have had some really
we have had some
funny-looking
really
carrots.
goofy looking carrots. We have tried and tried and tried because we eat a lot of carrots. We're trying to grow things in the garden that we actually really eat a lot of. The first year we had a garden, we grew like. What are the squash? Zucchini. And we realized
even like-
we hate zucchini, both of us. Vegetarians that hate zucchini. It's in everything. But yeah, and now we're like, okay, let's only grow shit we eat, because otherwise...
Yeah, that's why. So Mars has got. We tried a little bit of the onions. And again, my amount of onions to my consumption, I couldn't keep up. So we're going heavy on the tomatoes and cubes
And peppers are really
Yeah.
good. Like those little banana peppers are awesome. You can
They
like
do
pepper spice up a little something, and they grow really well here.
And we do two different.
Green pepper's
so you
not as much.
Garden, and you built little boxes on the ground that are
Yeah.
just a foot high. We
Yours are
purchased
high.
raised ones and then used augment. So we're not using the soil on our.
We did originally, our first garden we've had, now that we've lived in our house like 6 years, we've had 3 different iterations of our garden. And so we started in the ground, and then we raised them up into the beds, and then we moved the beds around. This is all Casey, because my back hurts too much to do any of it. So I'm not.
That's why the raised ones I think would be so good for you. Just stand
Yeah.
up and. Oh,
know.
praying mantises were born today. So
Oh,
I had
fun.
my little praying mantis cases. Miranda, how are your mantises? Are they not hatched yet?
Dead.
What, they were born and then they just died?
They haven't
What?
hatched yet.
Okay,
They haven't hatched yet.
I
Oh,
think
they
they're
haven't
dead.
hatched yet. Okay.
We left
Okay.
them outside. They got
Well, no,
wet.
Well, no, that
They
could be
were
okay.
outside.
I mean, the thing is,
But the little eggs
well,
are
mine
out.
just egg sacked open, and they're adorable.
might still be
The
alive
praying
in there.
mantises are born, and they are just
They're
basically
so cute.
little mini mattresses, like the size of your nail, and they're just like clamoring to get out. So I put them all in the garden, and it's always so fun when you see 6 months later you get one of the really big ones just walking around. It's like,
What's
yeah.
hilarious is when you, like, we used to have, we grew Brussels sprouts, and our Brussels sprouts would grow really, really well, but they were covered with aphids. And so we'd go and get the ladybugs and, follow the directions in the evening, put the ladybugs on, you get up the next morning, still covered with aphids, all the ladybugs are gone. Like, they must not like our aphids. I don't know. Or they don't like
not
Brussels
tasty.
sprouts. I don't either. I'm with the ladybugs on that one.
I love Brussels sprouts. We have
I
an
know.
earwig problem, so
The
we
earwigs
would
are bad,
like to buy
too.
some full-grown manti from you.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
Those things, earwigs are monsters.
Yeah, we have a lot of those.
It would
Is
be a
that the
full-on
only thing
battle.
that is an enemy of the earwig? Is a mantis? What else eats earwigs?
No, I think
'Cause
mantises
you don't wanna-
are it.
You don't want to
Toads,
do
frogs. We were
Yeah,
gonna
we
get
don't
frogs.
have we don't have any salmon.
'Cause you don't wanna use
the
any
the
chemicals.
lizards will, like geckos.
I
and
saw
stuff,
a lizard
think.
in our backyard today. No tail, but he's a spider.
Oh, did I tell you? Raven brought a lizard in, big one, and Casey comes in. He was
How
like
do you bring it in? Where'd he go? Oh,
through the catio,
oh, okay.
and Casey's like, "Are you bleeding? Who's bleeding? There's blood all over the floor." And I was like, "A lot?" And he was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of blood on the floor." And then he goes, "Oh, it's a lizard." And I go down, and he will not pick up a dead lizard. I had to pick up the dead lizard, but there was blood everywhere.
Are we having to pull Casey's man card on that one?
I've always been better with the dead critters.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
so
better
he-
with live critters.
So the lizard got into the catio and then.
Raven brought it in, and he mowed on it all over
Okay.
that. There was blood.
Wow.
Like trickles of blood everywhere. I
Is
thought
it
lizards
a
like bled blue or something. I don't know why I thought.
I think you get that from Star Trek.
I know. It's
And
like-
some of the more lizard species.
He's not a sleaze stack.
Blue belly lizards.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
They don't bleed blue.
I don't know why I thought that. Casey said the same thing. He was like, I thought they bled blue.
Okay, so our
What's
next one, making your voice heard. And this one really, I think.
That's what we struggled with.
So elections, I think, you talked a couple episodes about when we were looking to vote and putting in, that.
I vote. That is my number. I think
green.
I've talked about I side with, and when you
Yes.
go to I side with, you put in all of the. You're answering all these questions, and then how important is this to you? So it's like abortion issue. Is that important to me? Yes, because it's women's rights. Is it super important? No, because I'm not ever going to need an abortion. But then environmental, I'm always like absolutely 100%. That is the most important thing to me in an election year.
So, yeah,
So,
whether
yeah.
that's your Senate, your representatives, your local, think about
Who's going to protect your
who's going to
environment?
protect your environment. And then I think the bigger one with that, or as important, is leading by example. So perfect example of that is Elle being pescatarian, me not. And just through osmosis over these last 6 years, I last year cut out pork. I've seriously reduced my meat eating.
You were off the beef for a while. I was disappointed you got back on the meat wagon.
Dabble in some beef, but
Yeah.
mostly sticking with the poultry. I don't see myself ever fully being meatless, but who knows, if Miranda ever gets some chickens and I see how absolutely adorable they are, maybe I'll stop eating chickens.
It's hard to eat chicken after you've seen a
After
chicken.
Fluffy cows.
Fluffy
When you
cows.
see a fluffy cow, you'll never eat a cow again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how are you doing with your journey towards pescatarianness?
Good. It's easy.
Has it been, but you like veggies so much more than I like veggies.
Yeah. And also Brett cooks a lot, so it's kind of easy for me.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm wandering around.
And what's your
going, "What am I
favorite
gonna eat?"
vegetable?
Brussels.
You like Brussels that much.
Love it. Oh yeah. There's a place up in Tahoe. It's called Cutthroat. We go for the lemon herb balsamic Brussels.
It's true. If you
Got it
cover
3
Brussels
times in 5
sprouts up
days.
with balsamic
Yeah.
vinegar, but then if you cover anything with balsamic,
That or
I'm all
Velveeta.
in. I could eat even a squash, a zucchini with
Zucchini.
balsamic
Oh,
on it.
acorn squash is big for us. We eat
Yeah.
that like.
Oh, I love
steak.
acorn squash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cauliflower. We make cauliflower.
I love
sauce.
cauliflower.
Yeah, we do it all. We
Yeah.
love veggies,
Yeah,
so.
no, I just don't like veggies enough.
I know you don't.
But
Okay,
so,
so-
yeah, your example there of and also with the plastic stuff, I may not be as militant about it. Like I still love that Thai food place, but it does give me pause.
You at least
Like
think about
we
it.
were leaving a restaurant the other day, and the takeaway, and they were going to hand me plastic. I said no. I wrapped it up in a napkin.
Yes.
And I brought it. I purse turkey bacon.
You
home to the
purse
dog.
turkey bacon.
Because I'm like, no, do not give me that big container.
Always, if you ask for a to-go container and the only option is plastic,
ask for foil.
ask for tinfoil, because you can almost wrap anything in tinfoil and it'll
Or keep some tinfoil in your purse.
Yeah, that would be even better. I actually bought these. I think you bought them
the
too. didn't you?
silicone ones.
We bought these
They
little
just take
silicone
up so
thing,
much room.
but I just don't carry a big enough purse.
Yeah.
Is my problem.
But tinfoil fits.
I do carry my little straw. I have a little fold-up, collapsible straw that I carry with me
Yes,
everywhere.
you've been doing that for 4 years.
I gave those away for Christmas gifts as well. So what's next?
Next one: buy secondhand or make it last.
This is where you are better.
Yes.
I think I'm a make it last better. You are a buy secondhand better.
Yeah. So I mean, first thing that comes to mind for me was just this journey recently where I had to replace my entire wardrobe, and I was a big Poshmark. Not only did I sell my stuff on Poshmark, but then I often would repurchase the things I
On
knew I
Poshmark.
loved, and just got the same thing, several sizes.
And you've
small.
turned me on to Poshmark. I never would have
You just
bought.
bought-
I just bought some rip skirts. She has these cool rip skirts. If you don't know what they are like Velcro skirts that you kind of
The
wear
company's
over.
called Rip Skirts. They're out of Hawaii.
Yeah, and you kind of wear them over swimsuits, or in our case, we could wear them over bike shorts, which is why I bought them. And yeah, it's like great. And they're $60 or $75 to
plus
buy
shipping
them.
and tax.
Right, to buy them online, and through Poshmark, I bought it 30 bucks, 25 bucks with 30 bucks with shipping, and you're reusing something that somebody else has already
It's not
used.
in the landfill.
I know this is really big with this next generation. A lot of them are thrift shopping, and I used to thrift shop. There's a really, really great secondhand store in La Jolla called My Sister's Closet, which I think is such a great
Popping tags,
name.
man.
And they have like designer brands, and I have one of my favorite Lululemon tank tops is from there, and it was like $10 or 15
So
bucks.
Miranda,
or
your
something.
generation is kind of riding both ends of that, right? The Shein and the disposable clothing, and then thrifting and
I mean,
secondhand.
yeah, thrifting's always been there, but there's like new things like Newly, where you pay $100 a month, you get 5 pieces, you pick them out, they
Right.
ship it, you wear it for your event, and then you ship it back, and then you do the next month.
Right.
So instead of rent
Like,
the
that's
runways,
interesting, but
we're
it's like
renting your everything.
$100.
Well, there's
for-
also Rent the Runway, which is another
Yeah.
one. Like if you wanted designer
That's
brands.
basically Newly is the affordable version of that, but even still, I'm like $100. I guess for 5 pieces, like sure, I'm maybe testing it out for a couple dresses for a wedding, and a suit jacket for my in-office visit, whatever. But then I return it, so I'm like, okay, that's $100 that went down the drain, but
Yeah.
you
See, I'm not
were
sure if I love
better-
the rent thing because one, you're paying shipping, and that's
Yeah.
that's environmental. Like
Exactly,
the
yeah. I
shipping
feel
is
like
part
it
of that, and
defeats the
whereas
purpose.
like
Poshmark, I mean, it's mine, and then I turn around and reposh it. And Poshmark makes it real easy. Like a couple things I bought, and then I outgrew them or undergrew them. I
Right.
turned around and just hit the reposh button, and it reposhed it for me, and then it sold.
yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
So
So I mean, this
Clothing
is
is a
where
big
I
one for
feel
me.
like you and I are. That's where we fall short in our environmental is our overabundance of shopping and buying, and we're consumers. But we try.
Yeah.
This is trying. Justify, but like try.
you're really good at making cars last.
Yeah, we
and
have a
I
10-year-old
purchased
car.
mine secondhand. Yeah, you keeping cars on the road. That's a biggie in our
In our family, that's like my brother drives a 20-something-year-old
Yeah, if
car
you
with
keep it going. Be good
200,000
about it.
miles on it. Yeah, that's just a thing that we do. I mean, that's not to say we don't want a new car. We bought our van new. I mean, we
Yeah.
do buy new cars. We
But
just
you
keep
held
'em.
on to it.
We
so
keep
it's that
'em.
whole making it last.
Yeah.
It's, 10 years. You've gotten
Right.
many good
I'm
years.
trying to do that with clothes as well. I am trying to only buy things that I really, really like and then hold on to them. And trying to buy more classic things rather than like trendy stuff
Yeah.
that I'll get sick of or won't be fashionable or whatever. So I'm trying to be better that way.
Another one that you heard me refer at the top of the story was furniture. So I'm a big one. I
Yeah,
think,
that's
Randy,
you're
you've enjoyed this
really
too.
good at this.
Facebook goods or those marketplaces and finding things, because when people move, they realize how expensive it is to move stuff.
Right.
And they wind up often selling everything they have and at a great price. When you were leaving Frisco, didn't you sell most of your stuff rather than move it?
Yeah.
When you
and
moved
wedding
here.
attire. I mean, people
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace their wedding gear.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
just bought a lot of the decorations for your
yeah.
wedding.
Oh yeah, the flowers, and I'm going back on. I'm going to buy a big mirror. I want to buy some random lights, like lantern
Yeah.
lights that people bought. I mean,
Right.
there's table card
Like white Christmas
placeholders.
lights that we can
Yeah.
wrap
that's all
around
on
everything.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Any
Party stuff. Yeah.
is also on Facebook Marketplace for somebody. to throw
Like
big-
probably tablecloths. I mean, I know you're getting them
Yes,
through
yeah.
your company, but like
Yeah.
I had a birthday party. I ended up buying tablecloths because I just wasn't in that mindset of, I can buy stuff on Facebook goods. I didn't really think
Ed
about it.
last a couple of times, like Zach wanted a lava lamp for Christmas, and I found one on there, and I made Ed go pick it. He goes, "You had me meeting a stranger in the parking lot of the Lowe's for the $10 lava lamp. You put me at risk for that," and I'm just like, "Suck it up, Buttercup."
It is funny.
It's kind of funny.
It is funny. Like, and you do feel like you're doing a clandestine,
You're doing a deal. Hey,
Yeah.
man, you here for that lava lamp?
Brett just left to go pick up something. Now I realize.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just left for Facebook Marketplace. He's
Nice.
picking up garden beds, so that were handmade by somebody. So that wasn't more of a.
Are they getting
reuse,
the
but
same ones that you
support
guys
of
have?
small
I think he
business.
might be using the people who built ours.
Yeah.
Oh, I sent him the link for it.
Yeah, he chose somebody else. Somebody
Oh.
more expensive. I don't know why he did that.
Oh, well, okay. He's gonna have the
Anyways.
premium.
But like I
It's
always
his
see
own
that, Brett's been going to the Armstrong and all of that. Like there's a woman on the corner
Yes.
selling succulents up there on the corner of whatever. And
Even by you on Washington Street.
yeah, like that's a great place to get plants because super cheap. And also just your friends. Like, did you know you can crack off a succulent and it'll grow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Brett's got-
succulents are not a
Brett's
problem.
We
got-
with
have
us.
gobs
clippings
of succulents
everywhere.
Yeah, we have gobs of
He
succulents.
saves every tomato soup can. He's
His
got-
whole nursery. He has a
All of
whole
my
seedling.
succulents are from Casey's mom and dad's.
they're
I have
propagated.
cracked them off, yeah. And you don't even have to propagate a succulent. You shove it in the ground, it grows. It's pretty amazing. So,
Yeah, the whole thing. And also, I kind of find the thrill of the hunt. And it's like,
I
you
hate
know,
the thrill of the hunt.
look what I got. Like we got for Miranda's house. She wanted a table that looks like that pretty famous Pottery Barn table that
And you
sells
did.
for
You
like
got it.
$4,000, some crazy amount of
Yeah.
money. And sure enough, we found a lady was selling a similar dupe table, and we got it for what, $600 with the chairs and the bench.
You just need to have a car for things like that. If
Yes.
it's-
Well, now you have a truck.
yeah.
So-
if
We
you
borrowed a
have
friend's
truck,
trailer for that.
Yeah.
The world's your oyster. But if you don't, then yeah, you're kind of limited with.
Now that Brett just got his new long bed Toyota Tacoma truck,
know.
used, mind you, which is great.
Yeah. He
We're
got a
gonna be
screaming
able.
deal on-
Oh, I'm gonna be trolling that Facebook.
know.
Hey Brett, man, I need to borrow your truck. Hey Brett, man, I need to.
We might need to borrow that truck because Although the van, the reason we drive that van is you can get a full sheet of plywood in it. It's amazing. We have a
You almost
minivan.
got a 4Runner. That was going to be the second option because a 4Runner is basically a van. Just it
Yeah.
looks like a
Yeah.
truck.
Oh, I think the truck
The
has more
problem with the
utility.
4Runner is, they really does not have, our van fits more than a 4Runner.
Yeah.
It really does, because it has more height. We can
Yeah.
fit a bike in there. And
I can get some great new. I've been looking at some new patio furniture. That truck's name is Cliff, by the way.
Yes, Clifford, the big red truck. Very cute.
So, let's see. Cutting down on car travel was another one on here, and I think we both do great on this.
Because we work
We
from
ride
home.
we
We
work
ride our
from
bikes.
home,
Yeah.
and we ride our bikes to short errands, whether it's our going to our friend's house for book club, or we want to go to the winery.
We
for
were going to ride
lunch.
today to book club, and we both had errands to run beforehand.
And then
so
we had
didn't,
people
but-
who needed rides,
Right.
who don't drive well.
But we
so.
don't normally would. We ride out to wine country all the time
Yep.
instead of driving. We do very well on that.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would
say,
say
both of us.
cutting down on car travel. Couple of the big where I put on my mileage, but I think I am under 10,000 a year.
We are under 10,000.
Yeah, and you
and I still have to drive.
for work.
Yeah,
'cause
I
you
have
go
to
to San Diego. So
down to San
I would
Diego.
say we are winning at life
Winning.
on our car travel.
Yeah.
Next one, you totally slay me on this one, which is the vegan diet.
Yeah.
And that we talked about.
Well, we're not
And I'm-
vegan,
I'm
but still
dipping my toe ever so slowly into that.
Yeah. And it's,
realm.
I mean, it's not for everyone and it's not easy, but I would just say reduce, like you do, reduce the amount of beef you eat. Beef is one of the biggest
no pork, no
polluters. Pork, the pork industry is horrible. They're not only, horrible for animals, they're horrible for the environment. Both, all of these things, chickens, all this, they're plowing under rainforests to grow grazeland for cows. It's bad. So whatever you can do.
Vegan diet.
Yeah, as much as you can do.
Next one, similar to car travel, but reducing air travel. And we were kind of talking about, well, I think we're good.
I think I'm better. You're better than I am.
Well, because you've been visiting your mom,
Yeah.
which is if I were visiting my dad as much as I should be, I'd be logging more miles too.
Yeah, I tend to fly like about 3 times a year, which I feel like is a lot. But I mean, I know there are people that fly every month. So
Oh, my aunt is like, she flies so much she gets automatic upgrades to
yeah.
first class. So because she's got business travel, and because of that now she'll take little trips like she's going
To me, flying is miserable. So I don't really want to fly. If I could cut back on my flight, but I gotta see mom. I like to do this if we're doing a girls' trip to Idaho again. I hope we're doing that. And then this year we're going to
You're doing the
Alaska cruise, so we got to go to
cruise.
Seattle. But yeah, anyway.
But you're
Well,
just
if you're
saying,
Taylor Swift, you do 3 flights in one day.
Yeah,
So we gotta cut back so that she can.
It's funny,
So she can do
even
it.
Bill Maher. If you ever watch Bill Maher is a huge environmentalist. He's awesome. I
you've
love
got
him.
a man crush on Bill Maher.
I love Bill Maher. He is like my idol. I think he's awesome. Anyway, he even says if he was truly the most environmental person in the world, he would never fly private, but he does because he can. And that's his this is where I say justify. People, everybody justifies. Even the most environmental person in the world is justifying, Not that he's the most
Now,
environmental
this last
person
one,
in the
you
world.
absolutely hands down slay it. It's the phrase from the website was consider having one less child.
Yes.
You, with the no children, I'm at least ZPG.
You are ZPG. And I would say if you can just do that. Around here, it's Mormon Central, and you see these families with 7 kids and 8 kids, and I just like.
Well, you came from 7.
I came from 7.
Ed came from 7.
See, I feel like I really had to offset my mother's carbon footprint was horrible, and so I'm trying to offset that because, like, if you look at my family, every single one of my siblings, except one, had 2 children, and so that's 7 times 2, 14.
Well, they're saying though that millennials and Gen Zs, as they're coming up here, are having way fewer children
way
because they
less,
can't
yeah.
afford it. If they don't have a house, they don't want to be raising kids in apartments, and
But I
so
don't
they
even
average.
understand. You do meet people that are still having 5. How are they affording 5 children? And do they? What kills me is when you see people like that and they aren't bringing their bags to the grocery store, and they are buying everything and they're taking out in styrofoam. Like, these are people that you've had 7 children you should be more environmental. It kills me. Could I care less what happens to the planet after I'm gone? No, but like I am more careful than 90% of the people out there, which just slays me. Like I don't understand that at all. If you have children, you better damn well care what's going to happen to this planet, because otherwise you're leaving the planet.
So
you're
do you
leaving
guys
your
talk
kids
about
nothing.
how many kids you'd want to have versus what you think you will because of circumstances or what have you?
We want a lot, but we'll probably have 2. Because it's like, let's be honest. At 2, you're like, the house is full.
Yeah. When they outnumber you, it gets
That's
hard.
bad. That's a bad Riker fart.
Yeah, I was saying we got a little more toxic gas coming our way here.
Stinky.
Yeah, let's turn on the put it there. Okay. All right, so that was kind of our list. You know, you did mention one other thing we didn't talk about, which we got to give a plug to Flippin' Tumbles.
Oh, I was going to say that. I was going to mention that you
Our
introduced me to Flippin'
favorite
Tumble.
bags,
Yeah.
our reusable grocery bags, which I have been using for 8 years, are ones called Flippin' Tumble. They're made here in California, USA, and it's just one of those reusable bags.
They roll up into
roll-
like a little tiny, almost like barely a
ball,
soft, like a golf ball size,
Softball,
or
so you can keep them everywhere.
and I
They're
keep one in my purse. So and it actually holds. It's like a full size grocery bag.
super
full of
durable.
food.
They're washable. They come in great prints. So what I've done, and I did for all the teachers' gifts when the kids were in school. I did it for my favorite things. That's how I wrap the gift. I put the gift in the Flip and Tumble,
Wrap
tie
it.
a pretty little bow on it, and then the bag is the gift.
And that's another like wrapping
Flip and
paper. That's
Tumbles.
another great thing. Is like
Yeah.
to not use wrapping paper. I always use reuse.
The comics.
Yeah, well, I have all my orders come with packing paper, and so I'll use like
the craft
brown
paper.
craft paper, and then tie it up with a pretty bow.
Flip and
stuff like
Tumbles, adorable.
But the Flip and
great
Tumbles are
gifts.
great, yeah.
Mother's Day's coming up.
that. Yeah,
Get her some Flip and Tumbles.
yeah. Are there any other of the things that we buy that we use that are, because we have a lot of those, like, oh, that's a really great, like my straws that I got, that are just, it comes in a little, I wish I had it with me.
Yeah, it's retractable.
It's a little, magnetic, and it hooks together, and it helps that
Easier
I
to clean.
only drink like water and iced tea, because if you're drinking Coke, they get
Yeah, they
sticky
get a little-
and kind of gunked
gooey,
up. But
little ooey gooey.
yeah, anyway.
So, all right. Well, that was for our list for today. We've already talked about our drink of the show, which was our tequila honey squeeze.
Delicious.
I'm like almost done with mine. Soup of the show. Now, after we've done this whole, hey, eat less meat.
Well, this
chicken
was actually my suggestion.
Yeah, chicken and dumplings. However, because it's a soup and meats that go in a soup, the fakey meats
You can do it.
are really, really good.
We don't
substitutes.
normally recommend the fakey meats. One, I think that it takes a
sodium.
fair amount of non-environmental things to make them, and they're not that great for you because they have a lot of sodium. But and I'm sure they're better than the actual chickens themselves. And as far as
And chicken dumplings, good.
yeah,
Hearty-
and you can also
hearty
just
soup.
make the soup stock. There's this thing called Better Than Broth, Better Than Bouillon, and they make a chicken-free chicken that tastes like chicken.
I use it a lot. 'Cause
It's
you
delicious.
don't need to use the regular stock.
Yeah,
the
and
honest,
so-
or vegetable stock.
Or vegetable stock, and then if you just throw dumplings in that and like not even have chicken in it, it's you're still getting chicken.
Dumplings and dumplings.
Dumplings and
We'll
dumplings.
revise that.
Soup and dumplings. Yeah.
dumplings.
Delicious.
And then our book recommendation is another one that's been out for a while, but it regained popularity because it was made into a TV show starring one of my favorite people, David Tennant. And that's Good Omens
Yeah.
by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, and it's also by Pritchett. They wrote it together, I think.
they
that
did?
could be. I'm pretty sure that's written by both of them. They did a couple together, and I'm pretty sure that's one of them.
Yeah.
But
and
anyway,
the show is done really, really well.
The
too.
shows
The
are
book is fabulous, and I
awesome,
think they're
awesome,
coming out
awesome.
with number 3.
Yes.
I saw that they're coming
and
out with.
it's
so.
literally, this is probably one of my favorite books of all time. So
Good
this
Omens.
is definitely a good one.
It's a good book.
So read the book and then watch the TV show, because that's always the best way to do it. You never want to watch the TV show and then read the book.
No, and then you can
afterwards.
say, "Is that the right?" And I think they did. They nailed
They
it
did a
with picking
really
David
great job.
And I forget the other guy's name. Who's a really good friend in real life of David Tennant's.
Yeah. What is his name?
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
I hate to be that person, but I did do Gollum and the Genie.
Oh yes,
I
you
can't
did.
do it.
You
You
did. Oh
didn't like
really?
it?
No, I would listen to it in the car, and I was like, wait, the storyline isn't... Like, all of a sudden it jumped away from the Gollum and the Genie. Or we weren't listening correctly, but we both Brett and I turned to each other and we're like, what is the book talking about now? Like, we don't
Maybe
know.
you should read it and not listen to
So
it.
I remember the listening.
Because I'm not a picky person when it comes to books, and I was like, okay, if they love The Golem and the Genie, I will try it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it goes
I'm
back.
confused.
It
Yeah,
goes
it does. It
back and
bounces
forth
around
in time, but
As the Jewish guy figures out,
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
he's a golem.
I got that, but there was one point for like 30 minutes in the drive, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh,
And so
Can't
then
remember what part.
and I was like, am I being dumb, Brett? Like, what are they talking about? We rewinded, re-listened, and we were like, something went wrong. We don't know what's going on.
that's okay.
Well, I just finished the Perfect Marriage. I love
know, you
the
were
ending
saying
of
this.
Perfect
I
Marriage.
have to
I
read
love
that
me
one.
a good revenge story, and that one had a satisfying ending. You already finished it, right?
I read it a long time ago. I couldn't tell you what happened in it, though.
Satisfying ending to the Perfect Marriage. But so interesting your feedback on Golem the Genie, because
I
we've
know.
been always
I'm
pimping it
bummed,
out to our book club group. So maybe just you and I were.
I don't know.
Maybe we were
I
being
liked it.
dumb and we were like driving and just not listening. For
Maybe
a
it was
couple...
when the historic when he was back in one of his other.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do know it was a section of the book where it was not with the Golem or the Genie, and I was just like, what are we talking about? What year are we in? Is this before the Genie? Is this after the Genie? I don't know what. But it started out strong. I was like, oh, this is interesting concept, but I couldn't follow.
Oh,
Huh.
interesting.
So
I might have to redo.
I paid $30 for it.
$30 on what?
Why did you
Audiobook.
$30?
Audiobooks cost like $12
No, this one was $30
on Audible.
On books.
Oh, you
ever
got
pay
to
$30
do Audible. And
Do
you buy
Audible.
a 3-pack for $30.
I don't have the Audible.
It's
package,
it's an app. It's
I know,
just
but
Amazon.
you have to have a subscription.
No, well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Oh.
So I'd
Note
rather
to self: gift for Miranda.
Yeah, no
Audible.
kidding. If
I,
you're gonna
I,
listen-
I do a
do-
3 a month, and I go through 3.
I do.
I
I read about
normally
4 books a month.
read.
Yeah.
It's just we knew we were.
I was
going
to say, I thought you were a reader. Like you
Yeah,
have
so
your
you know
Kindle.
No, you should
Yeah.
return it. They'll let you return it for a credit.
Yeah.
And just say I couldn't do it. Well, anyway. Song that's been living rent free in my head. I bounced forward here to modern day, and this is a new artist, Darren Keeley, very very Irish, and the song is called "Slow Decay."
Do I know that one?
You probably won't know it.
Huh.
It's kind of folksy, and I just highly recommend. He's an awesome new artist.
I'll have to
Give a
Google.
listen to "Slow Decay."
And then
Elle
mine
went
is
classics.
I went back in time, and mine is "Nothing But Flowers"
By
by Talking Heads, which is appropriate for our today's
Yeah, there was a shopping
mall.
mall.
Now it's all covered with
daisies.
flowers, daisies.
The flowers or daisies.
I
But
don't know.
anyway, Talking Heads. Love David Byrne. Love
Yeah.
the Talking Heads. And
Everything
that's
Talking
just like a fun one. When you said that, now I've got that stuck in my head. So
Yep. All right,
yeah,
I think that's it.
what we've got today. Thanks for joining us.
I'm
I'm
Elle.
Dylan.
Oh, we screwed up. I'm supposed to let you go first. I was rushing it.
She's Elle. I'm Dylan.
And we
We both love soup.